Some actors are admired, and many enjoyed, but Leslie Jordan, who died unexpectedly Monday, had the rare gift of being beloved. His presence in a series, whether in the main cast, a recurring role or as a guest, was not necessarily alchemical, but it would elevate every moment he was on screen. He was, to be sure, good at what he did. A long career of steady work on stage and television and in the movies testifies not merely to his ability but to his flexibility. At the same time, he was never not to some degree himself. Most every role offered a combination of Leslie Jordan and whoever else he was supposed to be. That's how it is with the best character and comic actors, they embody types, even as they prove endlessly useful, and you are glad to see the player, like an old friend at your door, even as you believe in the part. In recent years, he dropped the parts and just played himself, finding unexpected greater fame with a pandemic-inspired series of Instagram posts in which he sang, danced, told stories, acted silly and let you into pieces of his actual life. He had 5.8 million followers at the time of his death, a new twist on an older practice, expressed in memoirs, My Trip Down the Pink Carpet, and How You All Doing? Misadventures and mischief from a life well lived, and one-man shows such as Like a Dog on Linoleum and Hysterical Blindness and other Southern tragedies that have plagued my life. It felt of a piece with the rest of his work, a confirmation of what one already felt about him. Jordan was elfin to look at and Southern to hear, limitations that proved assets. And often his characters were explicitly gay, or implicitly gay, before explicit gayness was an option for an actor who wanted to work a lot in a business that took its time coming to terms with homosexuality. But even in straight roles, his softer side worked for him. I fell out of the womb and landed in my mother's high heels, he liked to say. Two of his signature roles were originally conceived as women, Beverly Leslie, the frenemy of Megan Mullally's Karen Walker on Will and Grace, where he stepped in for Joan Collins, and the Baker Phil, formerly Phyllis, on Fox's Call Me Kat. And though his character on the 90s sitcom Hearts Afire, Lonnie Carr, was not gay, he would get lines like, "Don't you remember how in 6th grade I wore that Dr. Ben Casey shirt to school? Unfortunately one day I paired it with my Ben-Hur lace-up sandals and these boys in my phys. ed. class just beat the hell out of me. I guess that's what you call a fashion don't." Which sounds like something off Jordan's Instagram feed. His life was not uncomplicated, losing his father at 11, growing up queer in the church-going South, self-medicating for decades with drugs and alcohol until he got sober at 42.